Hello, this is Shirley Boots, and today we're going to discuss learning maps. A learning map is simply a tool that we use in the classroom to have students self-assess their understanding of the material. So students would assess a 1, 2, or 3, or rate each I can statement a 1, 2, or 3. 1 being I need help, 2, I think I've got it, I'm working on it, I might have questions, and then 3, I've definitely got this. When we do the learning maps, some teachers start making photocopies, and now you have all this paper in your classroom and you're flipping through the pages trying to figure out who knows what. Now, honestly, most teachers can look around the room and figure out who knows what, but understanding if the students think they understand it is a whole nother issue. I thought about putting this into a learning management system such as Canvas, but now you simply have the electronic version of 150 pieces of paper that you're having to open and close. So I'm going to program this into Edulastic. So in Edulastic, I would come in and click on the test menu once I have created a teacher account, and I'm going to click on new test. Now I've discovered a way to program this. I'm going to create a test from scratch such that the students can enter the 1, 2, or 3, and it's going to give some very interesting feedback to the teacher. So I'm just going to call this my Edulastic Learning Map. And this is for teachers to assess their understanding, we'll say abilities, in Edulastic. You always have to select a grade. I'm going to put you guys in 12th grade. And subject's going to be other subject. You do not need a tag, but it's very helpful if you have more than one prep, that you tag some things with like biology and other things with chemistry. Now, in order to actually create it, I have to select add items. And this is simply your test questions. The cool thing with Edulastic, just as a side note, you can go into this library and select all of these different types. I'm going to click Create New so that you can see how to create one of these questions. We're going to select the writing category and short text. So I'm going to enter the objective. Can I create an Edulastic question? I guess I could have started with, can I create, we're going to rephrase this so it's a little bit, a question in Edulastic. And of course it grammar checks for me, which is awesome. Okay, now I always make this part super big and bold so that my students can tell, yes, this is indeed the question. And now I'm going to paste that wonderful rating that I had from a Word document that says I want to be a 1, a 2, or a 3. Okay? So now down below, how would we work the points? I'm going to make it 2 points total. And if they put a 3, which means they totally got it, they get a full 2 points. So this is the value I'm expecting them to enter is a 3, and they get the full 2 points. Well, how would you rate it if they enter something else? So I'm going to add an alternative. See how I clicked Add Alternative Answer? And now it's on the Add Alternative, and I'm going to change this to 1 point and a 2. So if they enter a 2, it only gives them 1 point. So they enter a 3, they get 2 points. They enter a 2, they get 1 point. If they enter anything else, they get 0. Notice it says exact match. Then I can save this. Awesome. Now, once I have saved one question, and you can see it over here. I love all these little messages right here. Once I've saved one question, I can actually save the test. Now, I recommend you do that as soon as you put your first question in there so you don't have to redo everything. Here's the awesome cool part. You don't have to redo that stuff every time. I click the eyeball right here, and I'm previewing that question that I just entered, and then I can click the double boxes. That's my clone. And now it duplicates that wonderful question It basically copies and pastes it, creates a new one. Okay, so I can create a quiz in Edulastic. Save. Yes, I'm not going to put any teaks on this. I know that's a disappointment for you. Okay, so review. Now I have the 2 questions in there. I can create a question, I can create a quiz. I save it, and then I have to publish it. Once I publish it, I can assign it, and I need to assign it to a class. I'm going to assign it to my teachers. And then I have all this other stuff that I can do. I am going to manually open it in class and manually close it. I recommend that every single time because otherwise the system will automatically lock things, and that gets a little frustrating at times. I'm not going to deal with whether or not you're getting reattempts or any of that. Okay, we're just going to click assign. Now I can go in and change this as many times as I want as long as no one has started it and it's not a big deal. So let me just show you what this looks like on the teacher side after the student has taken it. So I'm going to pick some random learning map here. And I'm going to pick a random class. And here's some students in here in my random class, and you can see 93% confidence level for the students in this particular class on the learning map, and you can see where our trouble spots were question 1 and question 3. So I could then go in and click on that question, and it tells me the objective. Look, can you identify algebraic parent functions? And it tells me for each person if it was a 1, 2, or 3. You're saying, well, that's really not enough. Okay, so I can go back to the card view, and this is what I do. I scroll through all my wonderful students, and I look for the kiddos who have red or anything less than 100. So this student only has an 88% chance, so I'm going to make sure I stop by their desk. This student has a 75% confidence level. Okay, got to stop by that person's desk. Ooh, 68%. Okay, definitely need to stop by that student's desk, okay? So that's what I use it for, is their confidence level. I go through and I check and see how they're doing. Now it looks like, oh my, where did it go? So I click created by me. This is a nice little feature, and there it is, my Edulastic Learning Map. I can preview it or I can add to it from there. I hope this helps you guys.